So last week we discussed foreign trips, and today I'd like to look at domestic field trips. And of course, one of the things about domestic field trips was, on the whole, you weren't using planes. For example, in Bandung, we'd go in like 4 or 5 coaches. But you still needed preparation, and preparation is important. You need to know where you're eating. You need to know that the accommodation's good. You're not trying to skimp and save. You're wanting the kids to have a good time. So it's not all about money. It's also, and I can't emphasize this enough, it has to be the choice of the parents and the child. You can't force people to go on a field trip. There is a huge responsibility on the teachers. If you don't have faith in the teachers, don't send your child. If you think it's too expensive, don't send your child. If you're afraid that little Johnny can't brush his teeth by himself, don't send your child. However, the thing about field trips for me, more than any, whether it was international or domestic, the kids learn to look after themselves. You don't need educational field trip in front of your field trip. It's educational enough by just not being with mummy and daddy. Often the 12 or 13-year-old would be for the first time by themselves, and I understand why some parents chose not to send their children. Anyway, safety, as I said, is crucial, and one of the other areas is the swimming pool. You had to secure the swimming pool. You had to give time to where they could use the swimming pool, and of course, when they used the swimming pool, the teachers were there watching. School is all about rule breaking, and you will get tested. But if you're sharp, if you know what they're going to do, if you can almost foresee where the kids are going to be, let's say, naughty, things will go well. And I promise you, the field trips were a huge highlight, and possibly the biggest highlight for domestic was Bandung, or specifically Lembang. We'd found a villa. In fact, there were 4 villas in the ground, and each villa could put up, let's say, 20 or 25 kids. So we could bring a whole grade, and a whole grade was about 100. So let's say 80%. You'd come on 4 buses. Wow. And some of the highlights of Bandung were Kampung Down. If you've been there, it's so much fun. Bows and arrows, riding horses, treetops, where they can challenge themselves on either easy or difficult, what we'll call walks in the trees with ropes. Safe. I can't highlight that enough. No way would I be taking kids into an area that was unsafe. In the evening, one of our dinners would be at Kampung Down, possibly one of the greatest restaurants, certainly in Java, if not Indonesia. But you have to go in the evening. That's where the atmosphere is. I won't say any more, but Kampung Down. Another favourite place to visit was Jogja, of course, with Borobudur, Malang and Batu. I used to love Batu. Batu has the secret zoo, some great museums, waterfalls. Wow, a bit of a hidden gem. Finally, of course, Bali. And we went to Bali numerous times. However, in the video that I will show at the end here, I've already talked about Bali. So if you wish, have a look at Bali. And as always, ba, don't be a sheep.